Okay, wait. Okay, you can hear me? Okay, I'm gonna like walk into frame. Hold on. I have to like pull my hand away really fast. Wait, I can maybe do it like this. Wait. I'm gonna like reach over and hit the button. I fucking missed. Come on, dude. No, it's gonna be cool. Dude! Okay, it can't be done. I'll just pull away really fast. Oh, my camera is frozen. Okay. That's been happening. It'll be fine. Good evening. Okay, wait. Good evening. Cut. Okay. Okay. We can do this. Yeah, I'm in the back rooms. Yeah, you'll see. Okay, I'm gonna walk in. I'm gonna do the walk in, the good evening, and the intro. I think all in one take, but I don't have an intro because this is sort of an improv exercise. That's part of it. There is no script. So dapper. Well, you'll see. So but we're gonna do it all in one take. Just to be clear, what's gonna happen tonight is that we're gonna work on a video together. I'm gonna get some direction from you guys. You're gonna give me feedback. We're gonna do cut and action, and eventually it's gonna turn into a great YouTube video. So you're my crew. No pressure. Don't fuck it up. Are there gonna be costume changes? Well, okay. Are there gonna be costume changes? At some point, it's gonna get too hot for me to wear this, and at that point, I think I'll probably will switch to just the button up, no sweater and no tie. So that's a costume change you can look forward to just whenever I start to get sweaty. Okay, I'm gonna walk in. I have some notes here, by the way. I've got some notes, but there's no script. Okay. Let's see. Okay, here we go. Action. Good evening. You can call me Castle. Tonight, I'm going to talk to you about the work of art that changed my life, that taught me how to understand what a work of art is. The work of art that led me not only to what I would describe as a cultural awakening in my life, but also a spiritual awakening. I'm going to talk to you about, in my opinion, the greatest work of art to have yet been created. It's very short. In fact, it's only 3 panels. In fact, it's only 3 panels. Hi. Okay, cut. Okay, how was that? That was an intro? We'll figure it out. We'll use something from that. I think that'll be okay. Okay. House of Leaves to Homestuck to Loss. That's the thing about me, okay? Listen, this is off the record. The thing about me is, I think of all those things, but I've got a new thing. I'm like, I can turn something else into those things. I'm an innovator. And it's because of this comic. Okay, maybe we'll keep that. All right. Okay. I'm gonna introduce the topic. Definitely keep that. Water bottle moment. We could maybe do a water bottle compilation for the Patreon subscribers. The sipper. I have to keep hydrated. How do you, this don't just jump out of bed like this. I got up, and then I'm like this. Okay. Okay. I gotta look up some background real quick. I gotta do a little research. Yeah. Okay, we're gonna do this. Okay. Didn't research before. Listen to me. I gave up some serious time, some serious fucking study time that I really needed to do all the necessary research for this. And you're not gonna give me shit. It's not gonna happen. I'm not gonna tolerate it. My academic career suffered for this video, and if I need to pause and double check something before I say it on camera, you don't get to say shit about it, okay? Alright, cool. He was too busy researching how to tie a tie. The tie is pretty fucked up. It's a rush job. But I've been doing enough weddings that I don't have to look that up. Make sure. Action. In 1989, a disillusioned telecommunications engineer for Crocker National Bank in San Francisco, California, left his job and pursued an artistic career. One that I guess I would call divine, in the sense that it's not important. We'll get to that. We'll get to the divinity. I don't want to, Shit, that's not good, is it? Reduce, stare more at the camera. Yeah. Okay. It's hard to stare at the camera because right beneath the camera is me, and I'm like, damn, that guy is ugly. My eye is really drawn to that guy. Okay. Let me think about this. Okay. In 1989, a disillusioned In 1989, a disillusioned telecommunications engineer at Crocker National Bank in California was divinely inspired to quit his job and pursue a career of art, a career at the intersection, perhaps, of art and technology. He was one of the first American cartoonists to ever use the internet, uploading his entire body of work for free online for all to view from its inception in 1989 all the way up to the comic's cancellation in 2023. This website was, of course, www.dilbert.com. When I was 17 years old, I read a newspaper comic from August 21st, 2006. It was created by Scott Adams, the first and perhaps the last man to truly interpret the intersection of technology and labor for the public to understand. 3 panels. I have taken to calling it the item strip. Let's get it bigger. It's kind of, it's a three panel comic. It's a little difficult to fit in. Wait, I was going to do it 1 panel at a time. That's right. Oh, yes. We'll do it 1 panel at a time. I forgot about that. Oh, yes. That's a good idea. Okay. Oh, but how am I going to... It's going to be kind of annoying because I'm going to click the whole time. I'm going to need like a PowerPoint thing going on. Okay, what's the best way to do this? Nah, I'll just do the long version because I don't want to click through it. Two men. Equals. Intellectuals. Locked in debate. Maybe I'll quit this job and sell things on eBay. Isn't that weird? What things? He's asked. I'm 17 years old. I'm reading a newspaper comic. I don't know the characters' names at this point. I don't know anything except the information that I'm processing panel to panel. Items, the man says. People like items. Good plan. And that was when it hit me. I had read Scott Adams' work before. I had read Dilbert comics. I had read Jim Davis's work before. But in that moment, it was like I had never read anything before. It was like, okay, all right, we gotta pull this part together. Come on, people, come on. I need some motivation. Where's my motivation? Streamlabs hotkeys for scenes. Is that how that works? That's just clicking, but on your keyboard instead of your mouse. Okay, let's think about this. That moment changed my life forever. Okay, I guess I'm sort of torn. At this point, I could go more into the background of the strip or more into the background of my story after I saw it and changed my life. And I sort of have to pick a direction here. What is your motivation? Say it back and forth with me. You're lost in the woods. No one's coming to help. There's a fucking baby crying out there. No one's coming to help. That's your motivation. That's your motivation. All right. Let's think about this. Okay, I got the Dilberito section. We're going to move that back. Did I say August 21st, 2006? Because that's the right day. Did I say 27th or something? Can I get somebody help me out on that? No idea? What did I even fucking hire you for? October? No, I did not say October. 26th? We might leave it. Because it was a good intro. That was the only good take so far all night. Okay. To do Meisner techniques, which you then ignore. Oh, yeah, that's why. Okay. Although it was many years after its publication, the comic strip, when I read it, was as old as me. 17 years. Dilbert began in 1989, and in 2006... Okay. Dilbert began in 1989, and in 2006, the rules of my world were rewritten. I don't like how I said rewritten there. Dilbert began in... Am I saying 1986? It's 1989. What have I been saying? I need a stenographer. Can I get a stenographer to... I'll just hire one. We could have the AI say all the lines. The AI will go... We'll go back and redub with the AI. Don't worry. We'll have the AI redub everything once we've got a final script, okay? Pretty sure you said 9? Okay. Dilbert began in 1989, and in 2006, when it was 17 years old, for the first time... Okay. Okay. Scott Adams began Dilbert in 1989, and in 2006, when it was 17 years old, he achieved, for the first and last time, divinity. In 2017, I was 17 years old. I read this comic for the first time, and for the first and last time, I beheld divinity. Think about it. 3 panels. Now, obviously, we could be here all day wasting our time talking about the 3-act structure and how it sits at the core of the basic, the foundation of all. Okay, all right. I'm going to say something about the 3-act structure here. The 3 panels. I mean, I feel like that's... You said first time too much, but otherwise good. Well, I was trying to do something with it, but this is an improv exercise, and I didn't let myself write a script. So I was trying to do something poetic with first time there, but I wasn't able to keep track of it. It'll be funny. People will think it's funny, okay? And I will be able to pay my rent when they think it's funny. Okay. Good take. No, but I appreciate it. You're doing good. I'm trying to be a director. I have to justify all my mistakes, so that way... Wait, why do I have to do that? Okay. Okay. What is it? What happened in 2006? What happened to Scott Adams exactly once? What happened to me from that moment until forever? What is it? Well, obviously, we begin with the 3-panel structure. Let me say that again. 3-panel structure. What does that sound like? 3-act structure. The most fundamental concept in all of human storytelling. The 3-act structure. 3 panels. Here is used to do something. Fuck, this is hard. I'll never make it in Hollywood. I'll never make it in Hollywood if I can't make Seth Rogen laugh in a blunt rotation using improv, a thing that I have never been trained in and don't have any interest in pursuing as a talent, and exists purely because it's funny when I do it bad. So we're gonna use that as our strength. List some 3-act plays, some famous stories. Good idea. What you got? Are Shakespeare plays 3-act? I feel like most plays are 2-act. But maybe that's like a modern thing. Is Hamlet a 3-act play? You might be right. Hamlet is a 5-act play. Okay. Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay. What is it? We begin with the structure. 3 panels, 3 acts. The 3-act structure. Fundamental pillar of all human storytelling. The machinery behind the works of Shakespeare, Stephen King, The Bear in the Big Blue House. Is the 3-act structure. We begin with both of our characters at once. Notice here, and I'm going to get into this later, but notice here that in the beginning, our 2 mysterious characters, who we will name, are facing, let me go with them instead of against them, are facing the same direction. The shorter man is looking at the taller stranger dead on, while the taller stranger faces whatever object, machine he's operating. Maybe I'll quit this job and sell things on eBay. He wants to quit his job. What things? I I said that too. The first time I ever read the comic. Before the words were on the page to me. What things? Stranger, what things will you sell? Items. The answer comes immediately. The answer materializes into existence in front of us on the page. Items. It was nonsense to me. It was inscrutable. It was incomprehensible. And yet, I knew that it was the most intelligent thing I had ever read. But I could not understand it. But he goes on. His friend can't think of anything to say. People like items. That was the first time it made sense to me. What items? What things? Items. People like items. People like all sorts of items. There are so many different items that people like. There's items that they like to eat, that they like to put on themselves, that they like to put around themselves. But I'd never seen it like that before. People like items. Good plan. It is at this point that the entire strip itself is condemned. All right. We're going to start from good plan. I'm figuring out where I'm going to go from good plan. The tapping for emphasis is getting a bit distracting. You can always add it in post for emphasis. Oh, I would never add it in post. It shouldn't actually be there. It's just that I'm trying to think. Like, it's not good. No. Okay. So in the original video, he says something about how the third panel is a microcosm of the whole strip. I want to say something like that. But it's more like a commentary. That's what I'm going to say. Good plan. The third panel is a commentary on the whole strip. On the whole strip. That's why I cut, because I knew the word stripped was about to come out of my mouth. Freudian analysis of the body language, commentary on capitalism. I'm way ahead of you. Right here I have on my notes page, this is not a joke, on my notes page I have 1845, Marx and Engels published The Condition of the Working Class in England, the first Communist Manifesto. That's written on my notes here. So, don't worry. I gotta get through some scenes. I gotta gather myself and get through some scenes. And not make flubs and shit. Okay. Consult my notes. Good plan. The third panel, obviously, is a commentary on the entire strip. Now, the two men are facing each other. They're looking inward, but at the same time, they're opposing each other. They're two beings in harmony and at war. I said, what is this doing to me? What is this doing to me? Why is the nature of the world in this comic strip? I cut it out that day of the newspaper, a real newspaper, not even a digital. I mean, it was like, you should have seen it. I cut it out. I put it in my room. I saved it. I put it in a little box, it was a cigarette box. It was used to hold precious objects and keepsakes. I put it in there. And I looked at it every day for 6 months. Every morning before I left. Every day when I got home, twice. And I read it. We're getting there, I think. American Psycho behavior. I'm really enjoying... There's a couple layers of joke here, and some of them you guys aren't even on. We're starting on the layer of when this gets on YouTube, nobody will know that it was actually a joke of having you guys as directors and my crew. They won't know about that joke. They'll just know about the Dilbert joke. And I think also there's the other layer that only I'm on, where this video is a tribute to one of my favorite videos on the internet, which I feel like I'm starting to get the impression that nobody here understands what video I'm talking about, which is really beautiful to me. Pipe strip? Good. Good. And I know Moya knows. Come on. Yeah. Well, get fucked, yeah. You're fired. Would saying you read it almost like a mantra work there? Almost like a mantra. Maybe. Okay, we're keeping two beings in harmony and at war. That was great. Ooh, no one knows this but me. Everyone raises their hands. No. To be clear, you're being uppity, but to be clear, I am aware that everyone knows the video. Everyone has seen that video. People who don't even understand the genius of Lasagna Cat have seen that video. I was saying, I don't know who has and hasn't picked up on what video this skit is a tribute to. And you guys have. Good work. Everybody's seen it. I'm the only one who remembers the part where he says two beings in harmony and at war to describe John and whatever the cat's name is. I don't fucking remember. We're going deeper in the reading it ritualistically. Oh, my throat burns. Oh, God. Or would that be sacrilege? Well, if you can just let me concentrate and stop distracting me, I have written a poem here. I have written a poem about this comic strip. I'm hoping to close the video by reading it. So you've got stuff to look forward to. Okay. And I clipped that comic out of the newspaper that day, and I brought it home. I put it in my box of keepsakes, and I looked at it every day for 6 months. Twice a day I read it, after I woke up and before I went to bed, like a mantra. But I thought about it still, even when I was away. I thought about it many, many times a day, not just twice. I became obsessed. All I could do was think about it, and all I could think about were the things I didn't know about it. What started as a mantra became a mystery. Not just, what is this doing to me? Not, why do I see the world in this? Why do I see myself in this? My question, after 6 months of obsessing over it, the one that really mattered to me was, how could the Dilberito have failed? In 1999, the Dilberito... Okay, wait. In 1999, the Dilberito first entered supermarkets and stores all across America in 3 flavors. I can only remember one of them. It was spicy Indian, but there was like garlic and herb too. There was like 3 flavors. Scott Adams had designed the Dilberito to be healthy, vegetarian, and to appeal to common people. Wait, okay. How do I describe the dill burrito? It's kind of hard to describe the dill burrito in, like, concisely. In 1999, the dill burrito was put on the freezer shelves of supermarkets and stores all across America. It came in 3 flavors: spicy Indian, garlic and herb, and a third one. Scott Adams had originally designed the dill burrito, his first and last food product, Dilbert branded or otherwise, as a health food that could appeal to people who were not so interested in health foods. Something that could be convenient, easy to heat up, and portable, but a third one was funny. Get a photo up. Let's analyze the packaging. There ain't no packaging left. Yeah, we'll keep that. But I gotta... Okay. Scott Adams had designed the dill burrito, his first and last food product, Dilbert branded or otherwise, to be convenient, portable, easy to heat up, to appeal to everyone, but to have more minerals and vitamins and be... It's like a health food. Okay, his idea, let me explain to you what his idea is, and maybe you can tell me how to say it. The idea that I'm trying to communicate with the dill burrito, the concept behind it was, what if it's like a gross freezer burrito that you can eat when you're lazy, but it's actually really healthy? It's not a good idea. I'm not looking for anyone to say if it's a good or bad idea. It's a bad idea, and it failed for a reason, and it was gross and shit. But, like, that's what I'm trying to get across, but I'm getting too caught up in how to say it because there's no script. I gotta pee. Get back to me. Ruminate on this and get back to me. There was 4, but I think acknowledging one flavor, not saying what one is pretty funny. Yes, it is. Thank you for noticing. Paradox. Okay, it is. That's true. Dill burrito was a quick food solution for the busy worker with an eye on their health. Okay, well, no, I'm not trying to sell it. I'm not trying to make it sound good. I'm just trying to give a very concise and sort of objective description of what the idea behind it was. So it's not going to sound bad because I'm not trying to trash on it. But, like, I'm not putting a marketing spin on it. I'm not trying to get you to buy a dill burrito. This thing looks morbid, would not put it in my mouth. Yeah. It is a paradox. Excuse me. To be a paradox, okay? Dill burrito. Okay. Let me get messages. Dill burrito. Thanks. No, it's all right. We're not gonna talk too long about the dill burrito. I know what I want to say about it. I just gotta get it out and not trip over it. Scott Adams designed the Dilburrito, his first and last venture into the food world, Dilbert branded or otherwise, to be... Oh shit, now I'm red! Dude, I can't be red! Sorry. Oh my god. Okay. Do not... Be careful what is on your second monitor, because you turn red. I always forget about that rule. Okay. My face is getting red too. You can tell it's way too hot in this outfit. I'm gonna have to take it off soon. So Joe Bob's and Vagine, stick around. You ate a spicy Dilburrito off camera, didn't you? You can't eat a Dilburrito. It's 2024. You can't get a Dilburrito. They don't exist anymore. Okay. Scott Adams designed the Dilburrito, his first and last venture into the world of engineering food, Dilbert branded or otherwise, to be a paradox. A health food, a freezer food, a food for everyone, the blue jeans of food. He is quoted as, in an interview as having described it. The New York Times described the Dilburrito as something which must have been designed by a food engineer or else someone who eats lunch without much regard to taste. It was a catastrophic failure. And okay, we got that on the record. We got the catastrophic failure. First and last. But much like climbing Mount Everest, I'm not trying to make the Dilburrito sound good. I'm just trying to describe it honestly. I'm not trying to make it sound like an achievement. The Dilburrito was a catastrophic failure. But why? I don't get it. How could the Dilburrito have failed if people really do like items? It doesn't make sense to me. This comic describes the way I understand the world now. Maybe I'll quit my job and sell things on eBay. It's the universal struggle between freedom and authority. Maybe I'll quit my job and sell things on eBay. But is eBay freedom or is eBay another form of authority? That doesn't matter. What matters is what things. That was my real question. Why did the Dilburrito fail? What things? Every question is incarnated in this 3-panel comic. Every question I've ever had about the universe can be found somewhere within it. Most of them are found right here. What things? Items. What's an item? Okay. All right. That was all right. Items, goods, materials, economy, power, labor, materialism, items. In 1845, Karl Marx and Frederick Engels co-published The Condition of the Working Class in England, the first communist manifesto ever to be written by the two. Manifesto? Whatever. Leave it in. Their dialogue is represented here. But it didn't make sense to me yet at the time. Even when I knew that, it didn't make sense to me. When I read the 1960 Kennedy and Nixon debate and realized it was here in this comic, I still didn't get it. People like items. What things? When I read the 1896 Democratic Convention debate over the gold standard and realized that it was this comic. People like items. Good plan. That was when I began to understand it. Okay, give me some more stuff to rattle off. Give me famous arguments between people. We're doing that. Do Fortnite dance. Tim Sweeney and Tim Cook, CEOs of Apple and Epic Games. Right here. What things? He says to him. Atticus Finch and the other guy. Maybe I'll quit this job and sell things on eBay. An appeal to freedom. What things? The crushing boulder of reality. But he doesn't give up. This character, who I would later learn is named Wally. He doesn't say, "No, you're right," or "Honestly, I can't think of anything." What he receives here from Dilbert is an appeal to reality, which he staunchly parries. Staunchly parries? Okay, you don't... It's not really staunch... Okay, alright. Cut! Okay. We're getting there. We're figuring it out. I want to break down the structure of the comic, and I'm basically going to talk about how it is a framework, how it represents the framework of all debate, right? You have Wally, who is the idealist, and Dilbert, who is the realist. You know what I mean? And there's a beautiful subversion at the end where the realist doesn't say, "You moron." He says, "Good plan." And there's hope in that. Till you realize that you've been played. Menipus of Gadra, Aristophanes, Horace, and what's that guy's name? Juvenile. Is it Juvenile? Horace and Juvenile. There's got to be some metaphor for Dilbert's tie being curled up all the time. Yeah. Okay. It's Juvenile. Okay. Menipus of Gadra, Aristophanes, Horace and Juvenile, Scott Adams, the greatest writers and creators of classical satire to have ever lived. Good plan. It is in this moment we realize that our world is a farce. Good plan. Dilbert knows it's not a good plan. Wally knows it's not a good plan. But why? The two of them collapse together in the reality. The fantasy is destroyed. Okay. In that moment, right? Good plan. Fuck. Can you hear me scratching my leg? My leg itches. Oh, you totally can. Okay. I'm red again! Whoever's doing that, he's fired. Whoever's doing the red room, you're out of here, buddy. You're non-union. You're gone. Okay? Fuck. Good plan. In that moment, we realize our world has been a farce. While we cheered for Wally, the crusader of idealism, and even momentarily celebrated his victory over Dilbert, the piercing knife of realism, with just 2 words, good plan. The fantasy is vaporized and reality is instantaneously installed. Wally was never going to quit his job. He was never going to sell things on eBay. It was not a good plan. But why not? Why not? Because people do like items. In 2006, eBay, the online vendor, which was founded by Pierre Omidyar in 1995. Okay, all right. I got to try again. I have some info about eBay. It's got to get put in the right order, right? I have how much money they made in 2006. I have the name of the guy who founded it and when, and I have is it called I have to, okay, wait. I need to do some Googling because I can't read my handwriting. So what was I trying to say here? Vickrey. It's Vickrey. Made to come check messages. Yeah, there's some good ones here, but I'll have to go through them after. Yeah, suspended unjustly for shill bidding. Was it in 2006? Damn. In 1995, entrepreneur Pierre Omidyar founded eBay, a digital commerce platform which uses a Vickrey auction proxy bid system, and reported a profit of $5.9 billion in 2006. Founded in 1995. Dilbert Comics? Shit, Dilbert Comic? That's nothing. Okay, hold on. Okay. Founded in 1995. The first Dilbert comic was published in 1989, making it older than eBay by 6 years. I wonder if Scott Adams had anything to do with Pierre Omidyar's venture. In 2006, the year this strip was published, a previously undocumented species of sea urchin was sold on eBay, what is now known as Coeloplurus exquisitus, or the exquisite sea urchin, a creature that was not known to science until it appeared on eBay and was purchased for not very much money at all. How is that possible? Because people like items. I'm still banging my hand. I really should stop that. You're right about that. Craig got bored and left, but they were right. I should stop banging my hand. But I can't help it when I'm trying to think and improvise. Okay. Needs more bisexual lighting. The lighting doesn't come in many flavors here. I have an overhead light, which is extremely bright and harsh, and I don't ever keep on, and a lamp, which is in that direction. You're not going to see it. But there's my lamp. Try talking with your hands more. Yeah, I'm sort of scooted in. I put a lot of thought towards what distance I should be at, but I don't think with the way my camera is set up, there's not really a good answer. So I just went with what we're doing. Pretend you're Italian. Okay. People like items. What items? And yet the answer is in panel 3. It's not stated, but it's obvious. What items? None. There are none. Wally has no items to sell. There are no items. What is an item? People like items. Every day you get up and think about items. Every day you work to get items. What items? It's in the third panel. There are none. There are no items. It didn't make sense to me. I had to see it for myself. I had to live in the world that would cause someone to want to quit their job and sell things on eBay. I had to understand what items people liked and what For 2 summers, I interned at the Procter & Gamble World Headquarters in Cincinnati, Ohio. I have no interest in their company. I left immediately after my second summer. I will never be contacting them again. I will never work there or use any of their gross little products. But the experience was invaluable and formative for me because I spent that time in an office just like Dilbert's, experiencing corporate culture just like Wally, and for the first time in my life, truly being driven to contemplate if I should quit and sell items on eBay. I didn't even need the money. I wouldn't have to sell items on eBay. But what if I quit and sold things on eBay? But I didn't, because there was this voice in my head. There was this little voice in the back of my head the whole time, even when I was... We've almost got it something working there. You guys are going to be so mad when I upload this and it turns out that the YouTube people actually are in on the joke that you think only you're in on, and it's not actually going to be hidden from them. Or maybe it will be, and then it will be inserted into a different video, frame by frame, unnoticeably. I'm just so full of good ideas when it's April 1st. I don't know why. Okay. I think you should read a list of items off Wikipedia for 10 minutes. But crad. I'm going to talk with my hands. But crad. It's in the third panel. There are no items. What items? People like items. Good plan. Good plan. It's all so simple. Good plan. There was no items. It was never a good plan. It's a stupid idea thrown out carelessly by someone who has no intention of ever acting on it. Dilbert, the classical depiction of comedic satire, the original wit of Mark Twain and the masters of old. He arrives at this, and he doesn't observe it. He chooses not to observe it. This embarrassing farcical display on Wally's part, his waste of air, people like items. It's funny because it doesn't mean anything. Good plan! Good plan. Yeah. Good plan. It's okay. Let's talk about the proportions. Let's talk about hair. Let's talk about something called sacred geometry. I've drawn a couple graphs here. I've created some visual aids. Let's pull one up. Crad, can you pull that up? The first visual aid. Okay, so in this one, I've outlined the basic proportions of the movement of the characters in the screen. Now, there's some important things for you to notice here. What if you went to yard sales, got Matchbox cars for like $1 each, and then sold them on eBay for $3 to $5? You would probably lose most of your money in shipping, I think, is probably what would happen. And that would be when you find buyers. I think your best bet would be to buy a box of Matchbox cars from a garage sale for like $10 from someone who knows that nobody is ever going to offer to buy the whole thing. They're just going to let their kids dig through it. And then you sell the whole thing all at once as a mystery collection for like $30. That's the way you make money in that situation. People like items. They don't sell for that? Yeah, that makes sense. But people like items. Okay, there's some things I need you to understand about the proportions of the comic. First of all, half of the entire space is dedicated to the dialogue. Oh yeah, I wrote some notes so that you can sort of see where I'm going with this. You can see I've sort of illustrated here how much of that dialogue space is not even taken up, but it's reserved. That space belongs to the dialogue, whether it wants to use it or not. That's because Scott Adams understands that there's something important being said in Dilbert, even if he can't see it. Now, an edit of this strip from Superman's POV as he uses his heat vision. Okay. No, okay. I've drawn some proportions here. The thing I want you to look at with the lines is the orientation relative to the horizontal axis. In the beginning, both characters are leaning to my left. I don't know. This is fucked up. And Wally remains this way for the entire comic. He does not change. He's always at the same 5-degree offset from being perfectly perpendicular to the horizontal axis. It's not just that he is never straight up and down like Dilbert is. That's forgettable. It's the fact that he never changes at all. He never changes at all. Maybe I'll quit this job and sell things on eBay. Good plan. Good plan. Dilbert, in the middle frame, you can see there that I've outlined sort of to illustrate the fact that the physical distance between them has closed, and there's a parallaxing effect that's the result of that. We'll talk about the 45-degree perspective rotation in a minute. You can see here that although, despite the 45-degree perspective rotation, Wally has remained at the same offset, and Dilbert is now perfectly aligned with the vertical axis of the comic. He is the center. See, this is what that looks. No, okay, wait. He is the center. He is the moral center, the rational center, and the literal center of this comic. Perhaps even the spiritual center. Which Dilbert character is able to successfully give themselves autofellatio, which is a whole new spelling of autofellatio that's never been discovered by humanity before. I'm going to say Dogbert probably has the biology for that. The tie. Now, if I could make my tie do that, I would not. And then, in the final panel, something interesting has happened. The visual aid lines that I've drawn was really the black lines there that go horizontally. Really the point was to illustrate this. In the third panel, Dilbert turns away from the coffee machine. He faces Wally. But they're farther apart. Wally doesn't seem to have moved. And Dilbert has only moved closer to Wally, and yet the two of them are farther apart than they were in the first panel. Now they are facing each other. Now they have the same degree offset as before, but it's in opposing directions. Two beings in harmony and at war. People like items. Good plan. Good plan. People like items. Good plan. Good plan. Good plan. Okay? Good plan. All right? Let's relax. Good plan. This is... Here. Let's... Hold on. We're going to do the costume change that I promised before, because it's officially too damn hot. Oh, fuck. I buttoned the collar. Oh, get that off. I'll keep going. I ain't got nothing better to do. I've only been up since 5 a.m. Okay, business casual Friday. My pussy in bio. Okay. Dude, the 2006 undiscovered sea urchin shit is crazy. That is real. I don't think Wikipedia says how much it sold for, but Coleopleuris exquisitus, also known as the exquisite sea urchin, was discovered by scientists after it was purchased on eBay. People like items. We see our whole world in items. And maybe our world is items. Two mirrored lines. Items guy facing his own reflection in Dilbert as he's confronted with the reality of this plan. Here's the thing, though. Wally is never, in this comic, confronted with the reality of his plan. Look at the way he never changes in the scene, even with the 45-degree perspective rotation, which is super important to the divine geometry of the comic, but his orientation never changes, his facial expression never changes. The only thing that ever changes is that his fucking hair disappears in the middle panel. Hold on. Let's get the... It disappears! My point is that Wally never has to confront the reality of his plan. The whole thing is a bitter, cynical joke. There was never any reality to Wally's plan. He was never going to quit his job and sell things on eBay. It was a lie. When Dilbert sees that, he ceases to participate. He said, what things? Conversation between a man and the devil. He said, what things? That was the wrong move. That is the all is lost moment, in my opinion, of the comic. Dilbert has bought into Wally's constructed vision of labor and technology, this sort of constructed reality that is Wally's thesis in this moment. People like items. He has said what things. He has entertained the idea. He has officially, in this moment, in my opinion, lost to Wally. He is the loser. Wally says items, and Dilbert is perfectly centered. The world rotates 45 degrees to put him exactly at the center. This is his moment of realization. This is when everything at this point that happened up to now becomes clear to him, and he sees where he will go next. People like items. Now, the loser Dilbert would have said, that's not an answer. The idiot, the moron, the dumb fuck, you might say, who was buying into this false narrative of Wally quitting his job and selling things on eBay, that dumb fuck of the past, before the 45-degree rotation, which realigns Dilbert with the harmony of the universe, which puts him on the correct axis. Don't lose it. Wait. Dilbert is, in that moment, the bitch. He is the dumb fuck. But after the 45-degree rotation, he understands everything. He no longer makes an effort to introduce reality into Wally's story. He does not say, that's not an answer, those aren't real items, that idea is not going to work. He says, good plan. He realizes that he's living in the fake world, and it washes right over him. Good plan. Good plan. He commits nothing further to being the bitch of the conversation. This comic strip represents the archetypal debate. The first argument between Cain and Abel is represented in this comic. Idealism and rationalism, capitalism and communism, Superman and the smart guy. Okay, forget that. The Dilberito and the American people. It represents the first disagreement. Truth versus lies. And in the end, what wins? Isn't that strange? That's kind of an open-ended question. Obviously, Wally represents the world of lies. He represents the constructed world, the false world. If Dilbert represents the truth, then what wins out here? Does the false world win when Dilbert ceases to reject it? Or does truth win when Dilbert realizes so fundamentally all of the truths of the situation he's in, of the reality that he's in, that he ceases to be affected by the false world in any way? He can humor it. He's that immune to it. Is that a victory for truth? The 45-degree turn. Give me mod. What? Shut the fuck up, Sally. We're trying to do something here. Yeah, well, there's obviously power dynamics. Want me to ban that guy? No, I know him. I'll ban him if I feel like it would be funny. Okay. Oh yeah, I wanted to get in the So I still didn't really get it. What things? Well, items, but what do you mean items? What do you mean what things? What items? 2 summers at Procter & Gamble, and I was no closer to the answer. So I looked again at the comic for maybe the 900th time at this point. I really don't know. And I saw something in it that day when I was 21 years old that I had never seen in it before. Something I had never noticed in my entire life. What does it fucking say up there in the corner? Between the first and second panels at the very top, what does it fucking say up there? It says Scott Adams at AOL.com. The answers were always there. The answer was never to interpret the comic. The answer was to just look at it. I was playing into the false narrative that the truth in the 3-panel strip could be found by reading metaphorically between the lines, by engaging with the false narrative, the false world created here. I was the bitch. I was the Dilbert. The answer was always to not look past the comic, but to just fucking look at it and see what it says and see what's written there. Scott Adams at AOL.com. Good plan! Really, I mean really, good plan! The first thing I did that night was I wrote a 6-page email. It was a Word document at first, and I actually just had to attach it because there was a character limit. It was like a 6-page Word document in an email that I sent to Scott Adams at AOL.com. And I'll spare you the details, but the thesis was this comic from August 21st, 2006. What if you just published that every day, over and over again? I mean, imagine the strength of that. It would be meditative. It would be, pure. It would be perfect. Good plan! But he didn't think it was a good plan, I guess, because he never responded. So instead, I just look at it every day. I gave a good suggestion with the green line test. I think you probably did. If you do a green line test, it'll show that Wally is not confident, while Dilbert is until the final panel because he knows he's lying. Okay, yeah. Okay, so you're saying that Wally's got maybe like some cock shame going on, because that, and Dilbert is the character with cock confidence, right? That's actually, wait, you're actually onto something. Okay, if you look here, okay, I love just like, this doesn't do anything, right? This is a completely useless visual aid. It does nothing, but I like doing it. I can't stop. If you look here, you'll see, look at the orientation of Dilbert across the 3 panels. He's facing the right, he's facing the center, he's facing the left. What is that motion? That's a 180-degree motion towards the camera, with the front of the body, the anterior of the body, where the cock is. It's cock confidence. It's basic psychology. I'm sure you guys have heard of cock shame, cock confidence. Wally is the cock shame. He won't turn. He doesn't move at all. He hides it. He is ashamed. Dilbert looks at us. He shows us his cock. And then he shows Wally his cock. He's clearly the alpha of the situation. He is clearly the dominant force. And yet, he's the one playing the passive role. He's the bitch. And yet he's got the giant cock. I mean, all of the most complicated power dynamics, social dynamics of the world. I mean, every time people just like items. Every time I read it, I realize for the first time that people like items. And I say to myself, good plan. Look at the position of the coffee pot, though. Okay, yes. So we are getting to, I have one more visual aid here. I wanted to prove a point. So what I did was I stripped the comic down to its most basic, fundamental elements. I actually designed this myself. I did like some pretty perfect, exact measurements. I've tracked the location of the Dilbert tie through all 3 shots, and I've sort of layered them over each other. I found the golden ratio, as you might expect. That's not really important. And I have the circle there is to point out that Wally's fucking hair is missing in the middle panel. I brought that up like 3 different times in my letter to Scott. Could have been a good idea, bad idea. There's no way to know now. And, you know, I did the same for the dialogue too, because the dialogue obviously has its own half of the comic, so you have to. It's not like the pipe strip, right, where you can break it down to the visual elements. Like, no, the item strip is too complicated for that. It just doesn't work. So you have to break down the dialogue into simple elements too. So I added that part of it myself as well. So you can see here that I've outlined the different proportions. I have tracked the location of the coffee. The coffee pot, you can see it's represented by a slash. It starts in the coffee maker, and then it's in Dilbert's hand. It makes a 180 degree motion with him, but when it approaches fourth wall cock level, it's out of frame. It's zoomed in, you know, to make the beautiful, absolutely beautiful, perfect 1.45 degree turn look as amazing and seamless as it does. That zoom in is necessary right on the point, like the point of total cock totality. Okay, all right, cool. We're getting there. Hey, you know, every donation is a button, huh? Okay. Yeah, so learn the literal to inform the gestural / subliteral. Oh shit, striptease. I'm just saying, every donation's a button. Do you think people watch this on YouTube and actually think that there's ways to give money to me? Because there's not, and I will actually stop you if you try. Subathon, yeah. Okay. I want to finish tonight with some of my own writing. When I was 18 years old, I wrote a poem about the item strip. I'm going to read it for you now. This, I believe, and, you know, this is from many years ago. This is sort of embarrassing. I'm going to be very vulnerable here and read this, because even though it's pretty cringe to me today, to be honest, it really, I think, gets out my feelings about the item strip in a way that just talking can't. So I appreciate you being respectful, and I'm going to read it. Here we go. I've got it here. Quit your job. Sell things on eBay. Go outside in the dark and stare at the night. What things? Set your bed on fire. Quit your job. People like items. Have you ever heard someone screaming for help and been quiet so they wouldn't hear you? People like items. People fear death. People know animals are not moral agents, and people like items. What would you do if you quit your job? You would look for another. That's why you don't understand. You quit jobs and you get new ones, and you quit them too, but you have never quit your real job. You can't even imagine it. Do you like items? Do you buy items that are sold on eBay? Quit. Quit your job. Quit liking items. Stare into the night with your eyes closed this time. It doesn't matter, right? You know what's up there. Items, right? Stars and satellites and planets and moons and galaxies that exist to be discovered and studied and named and claimed and bought and sold, right? Items. Quit your job. People like items. Good plan. Thank you. Thank you. That was an original. Thank you. Thank you. History repeats itself, and somehow eBay is constant. 20 years ago, people sold Beanie Babies expecting them to be an investment. Now it's the same, but with Funko Pops. Yeah, I mean, I feel like both of those are sort of situations where people got tricked because the company in question, was like a collectibles company realizes that they can make up the idea that their products have secondary market value in order to drive sales. You can just invent that. It doesn't have to occur organically. And yeah, a lot of people get suckered from that, I think. It's a pretty effective little trick. Does anybody have any final thoughts about the item strip that we could incorporate? I mean, who fucking knows what this is going to look like when it's done? I will be, I think, probably putting up the raw version, at least, in addition to an edited version. Because we had some people who could not join us tonight, who wanted to be here. I'm just here for the eye candy. This was fun. Had a stray thought about a loose line? Please, go on, please. I mean, all comments you guys have about the item strip are more than welcome. They will make the video. If they don't suck dick. And maybe if they do, they probably still will. Yeah, the universal... Okay, we did the universal proportions experiment. We talked about Scott Adams at AOL.com. We did the Dilberito. The sea urchin thing, which is real. Did the poem. Oh, I didn't say the, I have cried, it gets into my soul line from the video, from the Lasagna Cat video. Going deeper into capitalism, consumerism angle of working class, redistributing goods among the working class, but with the ethics and MO of the selling class. One of the things that many great commentators have said about Dilbert that I agree with is that it's a comic that really takes the aesthetic of labor, but is ultimately a tool of corporate. There's a famous quote that's like, have you ever seen any unions that advertise with Dilbert? No, there's not any. But you know how many companies use Dilbert comics and Dilbert jokes and advertise with Dilbert shit? At the height of his popularity, how many big corporations did that? Yeah, Dilbert is an enemy of the people. Dilbert is a working class charade that serves capital at every point. Yeah, we're done. But we can hang out. A facsimile even. However you spell that word. That might be close. I don't know. I didn't really get to say a thing about learning the literal to inform the gestural / subliteral. That was supposed to go into the part about P&G World Headquarters in Cincinnati, but it kind of didn't make it in there. Oh well. Tom Kenny played many famous Dilbert characters in the Dilbert TV show. He played Bob the Dinosaur. He played Ratbert. I think he might have played a Shook. Wow, that's racist, but it's okay. It's not Tom Kenny's fault. It's been an honor to watch this spiral. I'm glad that there was some entertainment value in it because I came really close to canceling. I mean, I knew it was I knew it was going to be a disaster, and I was like, I guess it should be a disaster. I think probably my fear now is that this video is great, but an edited version would be horrible and not funny at all and really awkward. That's my current fear. But I'll come up with a few new fears at my convenience as well. Seems hard to edit, that's for sure. Yeah, and it probably would be better the less I edited it, but also if I don't edit it, that's kind of lazy. Even though it probably comes out better if I don't, I would kind of feel lazy. That's a tough one. That's a toughie. I'm really sleepy, so I'm going to bed, but this was very fun. Yeah, good night. I'm glad. Thanks for joining. You're all dismissed. I'm just hanging out. As long as there are people here, I'm just going to hang out. There's nothing more going on. They're in some green screen explosion. Free to use download. Link in the description. Every time it cuts. What if every time it cuts, I did like a full sponsor ad read? For like a different one every time. What if every cut I did like Surfshark, Squarespace, Honey, online data harvesting scam, Honey, cryptocurrency, a political ad? That would be so much fucking work. Oh, I would cry. You guys know it's about to be finals, right? Man, but it's a good idea. I could have it done in time for April Fool's next year. If I started now. Every cut, it's 2 seconds of a Facebook marketplace posting of someone selling to nobody. Nerd's still in school. I hope to never leave school. Work sucks dick. Any excuse I can find to never have to go back to fucking work again, I will take. And school is my favorite one of those. Like different shitty postings each time. Sell items then. Wait, why don't I just drop out of school and sell items? You fucking idiot, you didn't even understand the whole thing. Because good plan. That's why you don't do it. Because good plan. Your reality is destroyed from that point. Good plan. It's not even worth acknowledging. Good plan. It's not even real. It was never real. I was never caught in your joke. It was always good plan. Obviously. I hope you guys like my poem. That was a last minute addition because I remembered that there's a poem in the original video, and I was like, that's kind of a fun idea. I could do a quick poem. Oh my god, I liked it. I'm glad. It was a lot. Yeah, it was definitely, I sort of stapled it on at the last minute, but I was like, actually, you know what? I feel like this might be better than most stuff that I came up with for this video, I mean. Quit your job. Sell items. People like items. Good plan. There's a rhythm to it. That's the biorhythm of the whole universe. Your heart beats to that rhythm and you don't even know it. Looking at the dill burrito right now, it's so grody. It's the most disgusting shit ever. Oh, it's so gross. The dill burrito. It's literally like a telecommunications engineer designed a burrito. And that's what happened. Okay, but what actually is the best Dilbert strip? Now, famously, I've read a lot of them. Not all of them that exist, but categorically something like 90% of them, because I read all the way up to like 2 years before he quit doing it. So that would be like 90%. Because yeah, something like that. And what is the best one? This genuinely is one of my favorites. I actually think that this, like, I can no longer see it as funny after having done this video. I could never see it as funny on its own, but like, I picked it because I kind of did. I kind of did see it as funny. I kind of like the way it's just like, people like items. Good plan. There's just something very simple about it to me. It's not like some stupid, like, 8 fucking lines of text. You know what? You're still here. Let's read Dilbert right now. How do I do this? Let me think. The Dilburrito is somehow too colorful, like a frog in the rainforest warning you that it's venomous. That's true. That's true. This will be my first ever Dilbert strip. I'm going to have to figure out how to stream Dilbert in a way that doesn't suck. DilbertViewer.herokuapp.com. Let's look at what a Dilbert comic is, and maybe we can understand something about it. But the boss is the best guy. Okay, wait. Who's the guy? I really like the guy who voices the boss in the show. That guy's name is Larry something, and he's really... Larry Miller! I really like him, and I think he does a great job with the character. Okay, let me set up Dilbert streaming. Think. I'll add a new source, I guess. And it will be a window capture. Capture this Dilbert window. Please. Doesn't seem to be an option. Not Discord. Not that. Wait, okay. I guess we'll try again. First ever Dilbert strip. It might be, if I can get it to work. Streamlabs might automatically filter out Dilbert. Window capture, please. Dilbert Viewer. Dilbert Viewer. That's what they call me. Oh yes, this is actually going to look pretty good. No, it's not. Oh my god. No, it does not. It looks really bad. Okay. Holy shit, it's terrible. Okay. Random. Oh, it's so bad. Hold on. Wait. Okay. That's a little better. The blue jeans of food. He really did call it the blue jeans of food. He really did. He really did call it the blue jeans of food. What does this say? Let's compare this one to the item strip. That's what we'll do. In order to improve Catbert, famous recurring character Catbert, in order to improve, not related to Dilbert in any way, weirdly, not at all. In order to improve office efficiency, all birthdays will be celebrated on the same day. Dilbert says, do you mean one celebration per year or just once and then we're done forever? Just once. Well, at least I'll feel special once. What day is the celebration? Yesterday. It already happened. Ha ha. It's just nothing in comparison to the item strip. The item strip is perfection in human form. It's not even in human. It's in a comic, but it is humans, you know. Random comic. Wait, can you do my birthday strip? Oh yeah. Good idea. Post it. Post it in format YYYY MMDD. Oh fucking. All right, fine. 2003. 04. 17. Oh wow, this is early Dilbert. Look at how early that looks. Oh, wait. Is this a guest artist week? Is this a guest artist week? Or does it just look shit because it was shit? Okay. Never mind then. Dilbert, this is Irene. I don't yet know what her defect is. Stop being rude to me, you piece of dirt. I'm thinking mood swings. We're like family now. Waka waka. Let's do mine. It was a Sunday. It was a Sunday. I get a Sunday comic. Your software product is riddled with bugs. I recommend repackaging it as a rust inhibitor from computers. For computers. The ads will say, you know it's working because of all the error messages. Dilbert says, people aren't stupid. According to my research, they are. Plus says, I need that rust inhibitor. I spit when I type. I think the rust turned my exclamation upside down. That's the letter I. Fucking hell. Any other date requests? 1989 when this guy started. Did you guys know that it... Okay, I couldn't really find a place to bring this up. I guess I didn't think it was relevant enough. Dilbert started as like a comic about a mad scientist. Dilbert was like a mad scientist in the original, in the beginning of the comic. Let's find one of his inventions. This guy better invent some shit quick. Okay, yeah, he's just invented something. My new invention screens out all unpleasant sights. Try it. Well, what do you think? Who said that? The hand that used to feed you. That's kind of a funny line. I might say that to my dog. He used to be a mad scientist who invented shit. That's my point. I'm testing the strange attraction between staining liquids and new ties. Wait. Okay, so is his tie up like that from day one? Yeah, okay. His tie is up like that from day one. So it's just like, this is a character trait. That's it. It has no origin story. Any more inventions? Look at this shit. Look at this Sunday thing. This is pathetic. It's tiny. It doesn't even have 1 billion lines in it. The engineer's ball. Wait, how? Wait, though. Back, did he straighten his tie there? Well, yeah, he straightened it, and then it went right back to being like he straightened it, but as soon as he lets go, it goes back into place. That was a funny comment. How'd you do that with a consultant? Okay, I got a little bit of my sort of dry wit from this comic, unfortunately. I think it's undeniable at this point in my life. Okay. I'm really ready for bed. Thank you so much to everybody for hanging out. I don't know what I'll do with this. I will definitely, at some point, just upload it raw. And I will probably try and find something else to do with it as well. Love you. Thank you for a truly unhinged stream. Thanks. Germa's a big inspiration of mine. I'm sure you all can tell. This was kind of a Germa video. I'm going into the nether. It's reading a Dilbert strip 2 times a day. That guy. I hope somebody has the nerve to ask him about his Dilbert opinions, because he's in the right age gap in the right age group to have some. Next week we will be returning with more Gravity's Rainbow. Yippee. And we will read that on the 11th, the 18th, and probably on the 25th we'll do the birthday stream. Because I would rather that than on the 2nd. I think the 25th is the week that I'm off, so we'll probably do it there. To reiterate, that is not going to be a stream extravaganza like it was last year. Because it's just not, I mean, it's smack in the middle of finals and shit. It's just not happening. It's actually going to be very chill. I will probably just, it'll just be a day where instead of reading, because it's my birthday, we will play probably whatever game I just feel like playing at the time. And that'll be, it'll be a nice relaxing day where I play a video game and we just talk, and there's no book, and we just hang out, and then I'll be back to the books the week after. So that's the schedule. It'll be Gravity as usual, pretty much from now into the future, except on the 25th, it will be casual. It will be my birthday, and I will celebrate by not doing anything that seems like even a tiny amount of work. That's the plan. Wonder if VOTV would be fun to stream. Probably. But what I'm planning on, I'm kind of planning right now that whatever game I'm obsessed with in 3 weeks is probably a game I don't even play yet. That's just kind of how my life goes. So I'm just going to leave it open to whatever. I feel like by the time that day comes, there will be a game that I really, really feel like playing. And I just don't know what it is yet. And it'll be that game that we play. Maybe that game will be Voices of the Void, honestly. I would be not even remotely opposed to that. But the point is, it will not be a big, goofy stream where I will want people to show up and donate and chat. It will just be we're hanging out. We're just going to hang out for a day instead of reading. Because that's the kind of low-pressure thing that my birthday is going to be for me all around. It's not going to be a big party shit. It's going to be a break from all the work, and I just hang around and be cool. And the stream is going to represent that. I'm donating and chatting. It's my evil plan. You cannot give me money. You can try, and it won't work. I have made sure of it. You cannot give me money. FFW, no billable hours. Billable hours. Good. Okay. Good night, everyone. Thank you. And bye-bye.